Bro, man, last week you were looking pretty rough. Did everything come out all right? Are you feeling okay?
Everything came out liquidy, but I'm feeling better. Thank you for asking.
I don't know if I was happy with the answer, but all right. All right, you ready to do this?
I'm ready to do it, man.
All right, let's go. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us for the Faces for Radio podcast. I'm your host, David, a.k.a. the 4K Lowdown, and my co-host is...
Rich, a.k.a. TurnerFan77.
Yeah, Rich was looking green in the gills last week, but he's back in full effect.
Yeah.
So we didn't have a show last week, and that was on me. I had a family issue I had to deal with. So that's resolved, I believe. So we should be good to go. So this week we have a double-sized episode. We're doing 2 packs of 5, so 10 movies, because we're merging last week and this week, and I guess it's fitting that this is episode 30 of By the Numbers.
I remember when we were coming up with this concept
like crazy. And speaking of time, it's cookie time for Evan. He's the first one to comment. So Evan, cookie time. Sure.
We appreciate you, Evan.
Really appreciate you coming on, brother. Looking forward to Thursday. I just found out that you had a chance to see Oppenheimer.
And Evan, I'm sorry. I honestly have to work tomorrow, and I'm not going to be there, bro. Sorry. It just turned out
tomorrow's
today.
Wednesday, so we should be okay because the show's on Thursday.
I meant Thursday.
But no, Evan, I'm telling you, if you have an opportunity to see Oppenheimer and 70 millimeter, we can move this to next week. I'm okay with that.
I'm just kidding. I'm going to be there, Evan. I wouldn't miss it.
So you let me know. I'd rather you do that. And I'd also rather Rich work and get money. So I'm okay either way. If you're like, nope, already a done deal, closed it, and you're going to be here Thursday, then cool. But if you need to push it a week, let me know. We'll do it next week.
I'm
okay with either way.
You're one of my favorite people. I won't miss your...
Yeah, like Evan. It's awesome. And I just love it when he gives you shit. I think it's
I do too, man. It means he's involved. He's involved with the show.
Exactly. He participates.
Yeah.
He's in there.
He's taking time to comment and make fun of me. I'm all for it.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, if he's making fun of you, that means he likes you. So
that's what I always say.
I think, if he's just quiet and he doesn't say anything, then he doesn't like you. So he really doesn't talk to me. So I kind of know what that's about. But speaking of participating, Caveman is in the house.
What's up, Caveman?
Thank you so much for joining us. So one half of the Nerf herders is in the house. So myself, Caveman, Fish, and Chris, aka Starships of Greatness, make up the Nerf herders, and we took on the Collector's Cub and beat them at their own game. So we're actually thinking of continuing the Nerf herders and doing like a show every other month where we talk about sci-fi stuff. So
cool.
I'm looking forward to that. We haven't ironed out when we can all be available at the same time. We were also thinking of initiating you, Rich, and having you jump in as part of the Nerf herders. So
that would be an honor.
If that happens, we'll let you know.
Knight me. You'd be like Sir Rich.
Yep. Like Sir Rich.
Yeah.
Nerf herder Knight Sir Rich.
Yeah.
Or if you're going by, we're going by Nerf herders, you would be Sir Liquidy. Um,
Oh shit.
Evan, I'm sorry, brother. Tickets are sold out, so I'm good. Excited for Thursday. Me too,
But
brother.
Evan,
I can't wait for Thursday.
they did say they're keeping Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter for a while longer. So
Yeah, so maybe you get a chance to see it.
Yeah.
And we got Mike
Hey,
in the
what's up,
house. What's
Michael?
up, brother? Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, again, Michael.
Great
I'm
episode.
sorry. I apologize. I know I sent you a message.
You made Rich sick, but you know
apologize.
what?
As I was telling David, I don't know when I texted you. I don't remember last time we talked. But I was saying, man, Mike, you're one of my favorite people. And I was so excited to finally talk to you, you know, I say face to face. So again, I apologize.
Yeah, man, he was worried about you. He was like, man, I hope Rich is okay. And I'm like, yeah, your movies just made him sick, bro. It's okay. It's not you. It's what you picked. No,
that's pretty good.
But
so I might be sick on Evans then too. No,
you might be sick on it. You might be like, oh, I'm kind of feeling a little queasy. So are we doing top 10 this week? Rich must be excited. It's like 2 top 5s. I know. Rich is in hog heaven, brother, except for the fact that we're going to go a little long today.
Mm-hmm.
So, and speaking of long, let's go ahead and get to our first movie. So like I said, we did 10, and I'm just going to say there's a couple stinkers in here.
There is I agree, a couple stinkers. One that really I did not.
No, she's not with me.
I hope you guys had a chance to see some of these movies.
Yep. Excited for 2 documentaries this week.
Mm-hmm. And we have a documentary next week.
We got a documentary next week too. I want to make sure that everything's okay here for a second. There you are. My wife couldn't find our granddaughter, so she's like, "Is she with you?" And I'm like, "No, she's not with me." So I just saw her run by. So she's here. Otherwise, I was gonna have to get up. I'm gonna have to put you in front. I'm gonna get up really quick and go look for my granddaughter because she knows how to unlock the door.
Oh shit!
And get out. So. Oh, missed something here. Richard make a good scruffy Nerf herder. See?
Well, actually, I know I look rough. I actually got my haircut scheduled for tomorrow, so all this shit is coming off.
No, no problem. Rich have that effect on people. You know, make them throw up.
And I can't wait for Clerks 2 episode for you to come on, Mike.
Meg 2 has to be first. No. Spicy, but thanks for joining us, brother.
Yeah, thank you, Spicy.
Meg 2, I think Meg 2 is kind of in the middle of the pack, but
the thing with Meg 2, it doesn't take itself seriously. It knows what it's doing. They know what kind of film they are. They're not trying to be a serious film.
Yeah, it's not trying to be a horror film.
Yeah.
It's just, you know,
silly,
it's a Jason Statham movie in the water is all it is. And there's, you know, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that. I go popcorn movie, you know, I had fun with it, but yeah, I mean, I'm not
in the theater. I just finished watching it about 2 hours ago, and that theater was packed.
Yeah, no, it was packed when I went in there too. I was like, geez, I had to make sure I bought the tickets in advance so that I could get a decent seat.
Yeah,
and then there were people like playing musical chairs around us, trying to get places, trying to switch seats and stuff. And I was like, I'm not switching seats. It's not happening. Mike says, hey, great time on the High Five. Thanks again for having me. My Discord buddies had a great time. Dude, love Rat Brain. He's welcome anytime. Rat Brain and Caveman after you left, it started, but Rat Brain and Caveman were neck and neck with the funny comments and all that kind of stuff. Since we didn't have Evan, we had Rat Brain and Caveman.
Somebody pick up the mantle.
They were back and forth. It was really funny. Caveman says, "Was meant as a compliment, Rich. I'm the scruffiest of all." I'm normally scruffy,
way,
but
buddy.
Yeah,
I just been lazy.
Anyway, they had a total bromance. That right? That right?
So what's our number 10 movie?
All right, our number 10 movie, lowest movie on the countdown. I'm just gonna double check and make sure I've got my stuff right. Yeah, looks like it.
Mine.
And Rich, have I ever told you you're a handsome man?
No.
You're very attractive. Oh, thank you. That's not a compliment. For me, it's too much.
So our number 10 movie is The Outlaws.
Yeah.
This is on Netflix. And this was rough, bro.
No, it
this
was. I Adam.
I like Adam Devine, but not in this movie.
No. I think he was trying too hard.
Yeah. They were like, okay, we need you to be ridiculous. And he just went way over the top and was just how can you manage a bank and be that obnoxious?
Yeah. Was not
that
believable.
Doesn't make any sense at all. Now I'd say this is not my lowest scored movie in the list. It was definitely yours.
Mm-hmm.
Not my lowest, but this was a very, very disappointing. And Evan is not surprised. It looks dumb. It was dumb.
It was, yeah. Pierce Brosnan, or whatever his name is, I can't pronounce it right. He sucked in it. But the mom in this, I kind of like looking at her. I ain't gonna lie.
You liked Ellen Barkin, I think is her name.
Yeah, I don't know what her name is. She was nice to my
Ellen Barkin. Okay. I like them, Adam Devine's mom or Nina Dobrev's mom?
Nina Dobrev's mom.
Okay, so Pierce Brosnan's wife.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan's wife.
I don't care for her.
I've never seen her or anything, but I like her.
She's done so much stuff. She's very plastic now. But I liked Pierce Brosnan in this. I thought he I don't know if he wasn't supposed to be funny, but I thought he was the funniest in the movie. So I liked Pierce Brosnan in this, especially the James Bond comment.
Yeah,
which cracked me up. But there was no chemistry between Adam Devine and Nina Dobrev.
Well, she can't act to save her life.
No, she can't act to save her life. So, but to have her try to bring him up, if the two of them are together in the scene, and I'm like, Nina Dobrev is the best actress there, that's sad.
Yeah.
So, Caveman says I'm here to chew bubblegum and spew one-liners, and I'm all out of one-liners. But yeah,
it was ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. The comedy sucked ass. Yeah. I liked the action, but I did not like the comedy.
I did like, I ain't gonna lie. I chuckled when he comes out of the bank and says, I just wrestled the Moana guy. Yeah, that did make me laugh a little bit. I'll admit that. But that's about it.
Rich, look up the Big Easy if you barking. Oh, for Ellen Barkin, yes.
I might have to
look up the Big Easy. But yeah, let's go to our highlights.
No, stay on this movie. Skip it, guys.
So we're both at a 10 for the cast because it's got a cast.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, everything else for you is like 4s and 5s. You got 1 6 for music. I actually threw a couple 7s because I liked the cinematography and I liked the story. it just was terrible that guy was acting as part of the story. I think the underlying story about the parents being thieves and, you know, keeping it from the daughter, I was like, okay, that was kind of cool. And I don't want to spoil it too much for you guys. Not that you'll want to see it, because I don't recommend
it. Yeah.
But let's read the synopsis from IMDb. It says a straight-laced bank manager about to marry the love of his life when his bank is held up by infamous ghost bandits during his wedding week. He believes his future in-laws, who just arrived in town, are the infamous Outlaws. So there it is. Plot ruined.
Yeah.
But like I said, I liked some of the action. I chuckled a couple times, but it was never with Adam Devine. And then there was what's her face? Phoebe King from The Other Bank. What the hell?
Yeah, she was
that
terrible.
about. She was awful too.
Yeah.
How can these people run banks? This is not.
Yeah.
I mean, is there some kind of underground like bank manager thing where they're just all perverts and stupid? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, a couple of shots from Thing, and I like Nina Dobrev, not as an actress, but
well, she's attractive.
I think cute. I think she's cute. I think you know there are certain things that she can do. I liked her in the last XXX movie because she didn't have to do anything except flirt with Vin Diesel, and I was like, okay, that was pretty cool. And I think she was awful in the last Flatliners, but I didn't really care for the last Flatliners either. Anyway, but that's pretty much it for our highlights. Yeah. I gave the music a 4. I'm just going to say that was my lowest score because him singing through this movie really turned my stomach. And, you know,
I didn't give it a great score either. What did I give it, a 6?
No, you gave it a 6, I think.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was like, yeah, I almost had I almost had some liquidy going on, but it was just it just wasn't good, bro. It just wasn't. I gave it a mediocre score, and we're going to go to the final scores in a second. But overall, I don't think this is worth a watch.
It's not.
Which is disappointing considering the cast.
Yeah.
If we both gave 10s to the cast and the score is going to be how I'm going to describe it, that's sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's go to our final scores for The Outlaws. IMDb is giving this a 5.4. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 20%. Audience score 36%. Rich, you gave this a 52. And I gave it a 62 for a total average score. Faces for Radio score of 57.
Yeah.
And that is our number 10 spot. Now, let's talk about our number 9. Our number 9 and number 8 had tie scores.
Uh-oh. Let me guess. I like to play the guessing game.
Play the guessing game. Let's go.
A Beautiful Life and Gray Matter.
You got 1 out of 2.
Okay. Big George Foreman.
Nope.
Oh, damn.
Okay. So, and this might come as a surprise to you, but this was my least favorite. So it goes by the one with the highest lower score wins. So Gray Matter actually will take 8th place. So at number 9 is Resident Evil Death Island.
Oh, I like this movie.
I did not like this. This was my least favorite.
Now my question for you is, have you watched the other ones? Because this ties right in.
I own everything but Vendetta. So I've seen Degeneration and I have it. And the other one, well, I don't know if it's Determination or
Yeah, something like that.
flatulence or whatever it's called. But I'm just saying the word of the day is liquidy because that is popping into my head.
I'm sorry about that, David. My bad.
So was it? It's degeneration and
I
don't
can't
know.
read myself.
I can't remember the other one, but I have not seen Vendetta. I did like the first two.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like this one. This one basically felt like I was playing the game.
That's how all of them are. That's why I like them so much. Is that you get it's like cutscenes from the video game, but just with more to them. I love these animated Resident Evil movies. I really do.
Yeah,
but this isn't my favorite one out of them. If you look at my score, it's not a very good score.
No, but yeah, it's better than mine. But and really not a whole lot. We're not too far apart. It's just I gave this a lower score than Outlaws.
See, I want this. This is how I wanted the movies to be. This is why I love these so much. This is how the movies should be, in my opinion. Did you like it, Spicy?
Now, I did like the ending, so we're gonna get to our thing. We're gonna get to our highlights and stuff in just a second. Spicy says just watch Death Island, and it was more believable than Meg 2. And I agree with that, but it's not about being more believable. It was about being more enjoyable for me, and I didn't enjoy it. I was like, I did not like the artwork. I didn't like the graphics. I didn't like the story. I was not happy with this movie at all. And I felt like I was playing my Xbox 360.
That's what I like.
And I did not say Xbox One. I said 360. That's what it felt like to me.
Oh, really?
And I am way off. I mean, I'm way past playing video games. It's basically Diablo 4 or Madden is all I play. But I'm not going to watch people play video games. I know that's a big thing right now where people are playing video games online and people watch them on Discord or whatever. I won't do that. And I did not like watching a movie where it seemed like I'm watching someone playing a video game. It just didn't appeal to me.
I totally get it. I love
the
Resident Evil franchise.
Harrison?
What's up, Harrison? I don't care what anybody says. I have fun with the original Resident Evil movies. I even enjoyed somewhat the newer one that they did, the reboot. Didn't like what they did with Leon. They made him a fucking idiot. But that's just another game. But the games I love. That's why I love these, because it's just like the game. The designs, the creatures. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Spice says, hey, Harrison, enjoyed your chat with David last night.
I need to watch
check
that.
out North by Northwest. Dude, North by Northwest, Spicy, that I love that. Still pound for pound my favorite Hitchcock movie because it's unlike the normal Hitchcock movie.
I need to get that. I'm gonna buy that because I just got my box set volume 2. Can't wait to jump into that. So that's on my list to buy, North by Northwest. And Monday,
that's cool.
I'm recording with Harrison for oh shit, my mind just went blank. 12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. Speaking of which, Caveman was talking to me about that show, and I just wants to let you guys know that it's not live. It's posted. We recorded ahead of time and stuff. So, Spicy and Caveman were in the chat talking, and I unfortunately didn't know that we weren't actually there. So I apologize for that, you guys. If I'd have known that it was a premiere, I might have jumped on and just kind of responded to people's chats, but I didn't. But it was a fun show, man. I love doing it with Harrison, and then High Five right before that. It was a lot of fun. And we missed you that time too.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to talking to Harrison. Harrison's another one of my favorite people that I've been lucky enough to be friends with through social media, through the Blu-ray community. that's why I like this, what we do.
Yeah.
And we make some friends.
We do. And I'm liking it too. It's really, I think we've developed quite a little community.
Yeah.
Within the community.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because we've got Alex and Nate and
Harrison, Evan, Spicy. I say it every week, man.
Caveman.
I appreciate you guys. And I'm not being shallow about it. I mean, I really do. I am thankful for you guys that you take the time to spend with us, two ugly motherfuckers, and talk movies. Okay?
Face radio.
Yeah. We really are very appreciative to you guys. See, I like that.
So, yeah, I didn't. I was so turned off by it. Rich missing Harrison shows sounds suspicious.
I put myself through hell to watch them.
He watched the movies. He scored them. Then he was like, I don't think I'm feeling well on Thursday. I'm not going to be able to attend. No. Okay, set my joke while Rich was sharing his heart. I feel bad.
It still landed.
Mega Mike, don't forget me. I would never forget you, brother. You were our first high five of the season. And again, I didn't have Rich for that either.
Hey, but he just hooked me up. Finally, I'm getting on with Mega Mike. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So, and again, Mega, thank you for asking me, man. I really, really appreciate it. I know we've tried to link up and it just hasn't been working out, but now you got scheduled way in advance. We're good to go. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Mike's cool, and he's local too. So
I remember you saying
for
that.
me, yeah, he's the only one that's even close. Huck and a few other people, but they're all in Southern California, and I think Harrison's in the Bay Area, or he's in Southern California too. Heyman says, I love Ellen Barkin in Switch and Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom, okay, yeah, I didn't finish that show, but I liked it. There's just a little bit too much drug use and stuff in there for me. I'm just not a fan of that, or at least in the early stuff with the gang violence and all that too. Yeah, that's right. Evan's in the Bay Area. I think I remember talking to you about that. So still about 3 hours from me, but let's get back to Resident Evil Dead Island and our highlights. So you actually gave a 10 to the cinematography.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, nah. You gave a 9 to the story. And my highlights are I gave a 9 to the ending. And then other than that, a couple 7s, but mainly 6s and 5s, and unfortunately a 2 for the cast because I didn't recognize anybody. And I recognize the
voices.
Yeah. I don't recognize the voices or anything, but that's partially because I've never played the game. I didn't see Vendetta. It's been a long time since I've seen the other two. And Spicy's in San Diego. So there's quite a few people in California, but yeah, I'm in the crotch of California. So, where it's very liquidy. I don't know why I keep saying that. So let's go to our final scores on Resident Evil as our number 9 tonight. IMDb is giving this a 5.8. Rotten Tomatoes has no critic score because there's not enough reviews, but the audience score is a 66. Rich, you gave this a 70.
So close.
And I gave it a 59 for a total average score, Faces for Radio score of 64.5.
It's right there with Rotten Tomatoes. Is that what you said?
Rotten Tomatoes was 66. You were 70.
Yeah.
I was right around IMDb.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because IMDb was 5.8. I was 59. Rotten Tomatoes was 66. You were 70. So yeah, we're I was even with the people who don't like it, and you were even with the people who did like it. K-Man says, "Hey, Harrison, Spicy and I had a grand old conversation during the not live stream." Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you. I was trying to tell Harrison. Well, I'm glad Rich recognizes the voice of an animated movie.
Well, I mean, I would play the games and I've watched the movies multiple times.
Yep. But all right, so let's get into number 8, which I already said, and I'm just finding it. It is Gray Matter, you guys. This is on Max right now. Inland Empire for me. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, it was Evan that was in the Bay Area. That's the one I messed up. I'm sorry, Evan. I knew one of you guys was in the Bay Area. Okay.
I was a little disappointed with this movie.
What's that?
I was a little disappointed with this movie.
I was a little disappointed, but there were parts that I liked.
Yeah, the beginning was really cool.
I liked the beginning, and I liked some of the stuff in the middle. I think the end really kind of soured the milk for me. I didn't care for the end of this.
Me too.
It does look interesting. It's interesting. I enjoyed it. It's one of those super things or whatever. So I'm going to read the synopsis for Gray Matter. It says, Aurora has known all her life from her mother that the superhuman abilities they have also make them dangerous. Now Aurora will discover if her mother was speaking the truth on one fateful and fatal night. That's not exactly true, but there are points to that. She's got powers. Her mother has powers, and they're basically on the run, hiding from these guys who are after him. There's more depth to that with who's after him and the mother's relationship. But
see, I didn't like the mom at first. I was like, man, but then you get a little. But
then you understand. Okay, I know why she's being hard, why she's behaving the way that she's behaving. Caveman's in Kentucky. I was kind of thinking Kentucky. Kentucky, Tennessee, like Kansas area. But
so we're left out, Caveman. We don't get the California fun.
No California fun. There's too many taxes.
That's true. You said it, not me.
Charging too much shit. Caven, you're missing out on our love. See, you're missing out on our love. I told you, there's too many taxes here. We get taxed for everything. Oh, there's a tax for that. Kiss my butt. Well, I don't remember what this. Okay, I'm just gonna play this. This is from.
How about you stay out of my head and give me some privacy?
That's what it was. How about you stay out of my head and give me some privacy? Because so powers. So insert Garrett Dillahunt, and Garrett Dillahunt, who's from Fear the Walking Dead, has done a few movies, does all kinds of things. You've seen him everywhere. He's got a very notable face, and he's the antagonist. I'm gonna say he's running the other company, and he's the one that's going after him. But then there's this whole thing that's with that.
Yeah, I
kind of like this. It just didn't. Yeah, it was like, okay, we need to come up with an ending. Let's just do this. And so it did end a little sour for me. I'm gonna say it ended too fast.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It did.
There should have been more of a thing. It was just kind of like, I'm like, oh crap, all right.
But there is one scene that I really liked is when she's hanging out with them people in the old pool, and then something happens. I was like, oh shit, I did not expect that at all.
When you get me started on that, probably the taxes. I like to think my taxes pays for almost perfect weather year round. Only way I can deal with them. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Although, you know, My Perfect Weather was like floods in the winter, and now we're in fire season. So, but, and it was, it didn't actually hit 100 today, which was good. It was 99. So it might as well have been 100. Anyway, where was I going with this? Yes. So that scene is particularly interesting to me because there's another scene with the mother where something similar happens that she gets in trouble for.
Mm-hmm.
And follow me. Yeah, I hope
Mm-hmm.
you're following me because I didn't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
So, but the mother didn't do it.
Right. Spoiler.
So did the girl actually do the thing, or was it the other guy?
I think it was her. I think it was her.
You think it was her?
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense.
You wouldn't have known her.
But I'm thinking
they
didn't really go there. They just, you know, when the truth comes out about, you know, why everybody's after the mom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching that and I go, wait a minute. So that makes me think that the guy did it to get her to go to him.
I think the way I took it was she did it, and the only way is like he found us because she called out, and she can't control her powers.
Well, he says she called out, but I don't know.
Well, she did.
I don't know.
I'm
thinking he was following her the whole time.
Oh, I don't think.
And
so.
just waiting for an opportunity. But that's another thing. That's the thing. Like I had that question about the story because it didn't really answer that.
Because not really a spoiler. They can cast illusions, like
yeah. Well, if you watch the trailer, you can see that they cast illusions. They're telekinetics. They can move stuff with their mind.
Mm-hmm.
They can read people's thoughts. They can project. They can talk with their mind, telepathy.
Yeah. Great concept. This really is.
Yeah. It's interesting. It reminds me a lot of, I was going to say Jumper. It reminds me a little bit of Jumper.
Reminds me of
because they're being chased. And then also reminds me of a movie called Push with Chris Evans because they had different powers and they were doing stuff. But it's not your typical superhero movie. It's like we're in hiding, we're doing this and that because they want to experiment on us. And, but it's not bad. It's just not well written. It's not finished well. I don't know if they ran out of money or what the deal was, but I liked the beginning a lot and I liked the middle.
Yeah.
And then it started to drift
because it goes right from the beginning. There's no slow.
Yeah. No, it picks up right in there. You're like, okay, now we know something's going on. Well, and that first scene.
Oh yeah.
So that first scene, I'm like, whoa, okay. And then you don't realize that that's a flashback until later. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. So I've got some connection. So that part of the story I really liked. It just seems like they didn't think about everything. They didn't cross all the T's like I wanted. But so yeah, let's go to our highlights. And we're pretty even with this one. We both have an 8 for the story. I think that's our highest score. And then you have an 8 for the wild card, and then some 7s and some 6s and a 4 for music, 3 for cast, both of us, because really I only recognize Garrett Dillahunt. And then there was one person I recognized by face but not name. I gave an 8 to the plot because I liked the trailer. And I gave an 8 to the cinematography because I liked some of the scenes, some of the drone shots that they did where they flew over the field and they did stuff like that. I liked that. And I liked how they did some of the effects of the powers.
Yeah. Oh, and they have the faces are kind of blurred out.
Yeah. Okay, so all in all, Rich, is this a recommend for you? Do you think this is worth a watch?
If you have nothing else to watch and you want, it's not a long movie either.
No. It won't kill you time wise. It's less than an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's worth checking out, I guess. It's not like Outlaws bad at all. And that's not what we're saying.
No, it's not Outlaws bad at all. I think
I need a little bit more meat on the bone.
Quality over what I liked, because I just don't think they had enough of a budget to really do what they needed to, what they wanted to do. But I liked the movie. I enjoyed it. I don't think it's more than a one-time watch. Yeah. But I think, if you've got Max and you're interested, and I think Evan was interested in it. I think Evan, check it out. If you like the style, it's not going to win any awards. You're not going to like jump up out of your chair.
Have you guys seen Four Colors? This reminded me a lot of that, with the mom and the daughter. You remember Four Colors, right?
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of that.
Yeah, remind me a lot of that too. Evan says, for being so low, you actually made me want to watch it more. Sounds like a straight to streaming movie. Well, yeah, it was.
Yes, yeah.
And Evan loved Four Colors.
Yeah, me too.
I like that too. I don't think this was as good as that.
Oh, no.
There are qualities. Yeah, it has the same feel. I agree with that. All right, so let's go to our final scores on Gray Matter. IMDb is giving this a 4.8. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 17%. So they shit on it pretty bad. But an audience score of 72%. Rich, you gave this a 63, and I gave it a 66. Faces for Radio score 64.5. It matches Resident Evil, but this one takes number 8 because it has the highest low score of the two of us.
And she does a good job in it too, that girl.
I have a couple of pictures, so there's some stuff. I got that one where she's moving the box with her mind. But yeah, not bad, not great. Worth a watch, sure. All right. So, what's next?
I'm gonna go. Oh man, A Beautiful Life, because you were dreading that one.
I was dreading that one, but no.
Really?
Yeah. Oddly enough, and I don't know. I'm actually kind of surprised that you're lower than me on this.
Justice League.
But our number 7 movie is Justice League Warworld.
Okay. I love this new universe that DC started with. It's called the Tomorrowverse.
It is. It's a super funny sentence.
I've loved what they've done. This is like, I'm almost say the 6th movie in this continuity. Maybe it's the 6th. I might be off. But this is the weakest one in the series of the new continuity, I think.
Okay. I don't think I've seen any of the other ones in this universe.
I don't think,
and maybe that's me. Yeah. Maybe that's why I like this, but there are flaws in this movie.
Yeah.
I really thought that you were gonna go higher than I did. But I was like, I am not a DC fan. I have watched some of the animated movies and I like them. In fact, I just bought Death of Superman and I can't wait to watch that.
We need to get to Reign of Superman next. I've seen that in your video. Okay, well, put a pause in this, okay? I'm going to tell you something, bro. You need to handle those steelbooks with a little bit more care. Because at my age, seeing you about drop that steelbook, I like gas.
It's had a heart attack.
I was like, no. Pretty much.
I like the DC animated films are way better than the movies. I agree with that.
I have all this Tomorrowverse on my Vudu. And I think most of them are all on Max too. I enjoyed it. It started with Superman, Man of Tomorrow, and then Justice Society, I think, and then Batman Long Halloween 1 and 2. A Green Lantern movie. And then there's one. Oh, there's Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes. And then this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the weakest one for me.
I haven't seen any of them. None of them.
They're all great, and I love the animation style they use. It's way different than what they did with the Justice League, the New 52 continuity that they started with Flashpoint and Justice League War. I like how they changed the whole different art style. It's got harder lines and stuff in it, and I like that.
Okay.
So, what
was it about this one that you think is the worst out of the?
I didn't like the three disconnected stories. I just didn't like that. I didn't like seeing them. I don't know. I just didn't like that because it ends. The movie before this ends. The end credit scene ends with them. They don't show Wonder Woman. They just show Batman and Superman getting snatched up, and that's the end credit scene. And then you're like, oh, okay. And then you see this, and they're in caveman or another world. Superman is like in the 50s. Yeah, I don't know. I did not like the separate. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
We're still working on that.
Yeah. We've got Hellblazer that we're gonna.
But yeah, this just I didn't like that. I didn't like the way Mongol looked. I didn't like his design. He's supposed to be bigger and bulkier, but I didn't like that. I think
I don't know. I kind of dug the three disconnected stories. It was kind of like an anthology to me. I didn't like, and this is probably because I haven't seen the other movies in the series. I didn't like that it just jumps right into, like, she's, like they're in the past and shit's going on. I'm like, okay, what the hell? How did they get here? I mean, at first I was like, okay, Wonder Woman could be that old. I'm okay with this. And then you see, Batman in like medieval time or in Viking. I was like, what?
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense to me. And then all of a sudden, they're in the 50s and there's Clark. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand that. That was bugging me. I didn't care for how it ended. Again, it was like dropped off the face of the earth.
Yeah. And I think
who the heck was the chick that saved him? I don't understand. Again, I'm not a DC fan, so it didn't. Yeah. The whole story didn't have continuity to me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read the synopsis. It says, Warworld, a place of unending, brutal, gladiatorial combat. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and others must unite to form an unbeatable resistance to lead the entire planet to freedom. Okay. So I did like the animation here. I thought there was some good stuff. I mean, I liked it better than Resident Evil since we had two animated we were watching.
We don't do that very often.
No. This felt and I liked the action. I thought it was bloody. They actually had like, especially the Old West one. There was some, bloody gun shooting. You got Jonah Hex in there.
That's what I like with the DC movies. They don't shy away from violence.
Yeah. No, I'm all on board with that. That was my favorite part. I like that. But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I didn't like it as much as I thought it would. But yeah, I was just really surprised that your score was lower than mine, and lower by a little bit too. Not like we're that close, but we're 10 points apart, and I didn't expect.
I didn't expect that either.
I didn't expect it to be lower than your score, especially after seeing your score compared to mine for Resident Evil. I was like, I must be doing something wrong because I have no idea why. I just didn't care for it. I was like, Warworld, I was like, cool. I was kind of enjoying it. I was like,
Yeah.
will I buy it or watch it again? No, probably not. But I enjoyed seeing it. It was cool. I'm glad I didn't end up buying it myself because
Yeah.
I almost did.
Yeah, because it was done to the wire. It got delivered today. Well, I
Yeah.
rented it, and so
You rented it so
Yeah.
we could watch it,
mhm.
but it did get delivered today, so that's good. At least you got it like
Yeah.
2 weeks later. I don't
Yeah.
understand that. But let's go to our highlights on Justice League Warworld. So now I gave a 10 to the cinematography, and I throw that the animation in with that because I really liked the blood. I liked how some of the stuff was filmed. I liked the black and white into color change. I like that transition.
I did too.
And then I gave 8s to the cast and to the plot because I liked the trailer for it. I thought the trailer was cool. You actually gave 8s to the cinematography and the story, which I gave a 6 because I really didn't understand the story. And then other than that, we're pretty much even, 5 to 6, couple 7s here and there. But yeah, I mean, all in all, is this worth a watch? In your
Yes, I say it is because, sorry, hold on here. I lost my scores.
Warworld was decent, enjoyed it. See, I did too. I enjoyed it too. It was just, I didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah,
but
I say it's worth watching because if you followed the other Superman, the other stories in this continuity, this is just another little chapter. And not all chapters are going to knock it out of the park either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's worth a watch. I bought it, so
yeah. No, I mean,
DC's animated movies have earned the buying without seeing, the blind buy. They're 99% of the time great. You'll get that occasional Batman and Harley Quinn movie, which was terrible. But yeah, this is worth watching.
Harrison says, just saw your comment, Spicy. Thank you. I highly recommend checking out North by Northwest. It's great. Yeah, a lot of fun. All right, let's go to our final scores on Justice League Warworld. Get it out the box. There it is. So IMDb is giving this a 5.3. Rotten Tomatoes critic score and audience score are nothing because there's not enough reviews. Rich, you gave this a 61, and I gave it a 71. Faces for Radio score is a 66. And it takes our number 7 spot, if I'm right. Yes.
I can't believe one movie you said you were dreading is higher than what it is.
Dude, I liked it.
I did too.
I'm just gonna say, I was like, man, I'm still dreading talking about it, but I liked it. I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna tell you, it's what? Yeah, it's close to the top.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that kind of makes me happy, man, because I liked it. I like romantic movies. I'm not gonna hide from that. And this one hit me in my feels. It really did. So we'll talk about it when we get there.
Yeah. All right. No problem. Harrison definitely will. All right. Let's get to our number 6 movie in the countdown. This is the documentary Rock Hudson, All That Heaven Allowed. You guys, this is on Max. And I liked it.
I did too.
It was nothing that I didn't already know.
See, I didn't know it. I knew he was gay. I knew he had he died of AIDS, but that's all I knew who he was. You know what I mean? But I didn't know his story. So this was good for me.
Caveman says we pay taxes for the caves. Yeah, I was just kind of like, I was like, all right, well, I don't know, I was kind of bored at first.
Yeah, I watched it in
'Cause
chunks.
it really just kind of, it just kind of petered along and did the stuff. But yeah, I wanted more about his life and his career than I did about him hiding his sexuality and everybody talking about how gay he was. And that's what it seemed like. Everybody was oh, I didn't know he was gay. Oh, I knew he was gay the whole time. Oh, he asked me out on a date once. Oh, we were at pool with our shirts off. And I was like, I don't care about that.
There was one part, I ain't gonna lie, dude, I chuckled. And when the dude said he tried to stick his dick in his ass, I fucking died laughing. That caught me off guard. I was like, did I just fucking hear that? So I was like, and then I died of laughing. It made me chuckle.
Even said I enjoyed Warworld as
well.
well.
I'm glad you did, man.
Love that they interview his lovers and his friends and not just famous people. I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that. But I wanted it more about the person, and then I got a little bit of it. But I just think they spent too much time talking about how he was hiding his sexuality from everyone. Fish highly recommended the Rock Hudson documentary, and it was good.
Yeah,
it's good. It's absolutely good. I wanted more than what they gave me, because I knew everything. I knew everything that they gave me. I was like, I knew he had AIDS. I knew he was on Dynasty. I knew that whole thing with Linda.
I remember watching Dynasty with my grandparents. I didn't know he was on there.
Yeah, I knew about all that stuff, and unfortunately, to the point that after he passed away, that there were many jokes at his behest, which was awful.
Yeah, I didn't.
But there's, I'm just gonna say that there's like a full frontal ding dong in this movie, and there's a lot of talk about sex. So that's something that,
I don't remember that.
It was the ad in the paper.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
with the hammer. I was like, what the hell, dude?
Right. I do remember that. Yeah. But
it's like you're sitting there and it's like,
after watching it,
it's like, holy, you're like, yeah, you're like, oh my God. Dude, way to bring the thunder. That scene where he's like, oh man, he tried to stick it in my ass, and I was like, oh no, that's not gonna fit.
Yeah.
I had to rewind that and play that again. I was like, did you say what I think he just said?
Yeah.
He sure did.
But I feel bad for him. I mean,
it's sad what he had to go through, but he was in the wrong time period.
Yeah. And that's sad.
There's so much more tolerance now that it wouldn't have been any problem.
Yeah. And he's a good actor too.
He's a good actor. He had his chance for an Oscar, and unfortunately he didn't get it. But he absolutely deserved it for the movie Giant with James Dean. He should have won it.
Yeah, I recommend this.
Yeah, this is a good watch, you guys. I recommend this too, especially. It was it's 144. It's not too bad.
It felt long.
It feels like 2 hours. It feels like a good 2 hour movie. But like I said, it's a little slow, but there's a lot of information. Yeah, I just don't think they didn't give me enough, because they didn't give me anything I didn't know. But other than that, I thought it was solid. It was sad knowing about his life and how basically he was performing the whole time.
Yeah.
Even down to his fake marriage and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Mike says Giant is great and he was amazing in it. That's true. Such a great movie. Let's see. Was a documentary was hyper focused this aspect of his life. There was a different documentary on his career. Okay, cool. Thanks, Evan. I thought it was a young Sylvester
He
Stallone
looks
looking
like
at
it.
That's funny. For how it's getting easier to make documentaries, they are becoming more focus driven, not a cover of everything, which I love. Wham is the same way. Yep, and we're going to get to talk about Wham in a little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, from the beginning of his career to the end of his career, Rock Hudson had a special gift that he shared with the world, and unfortunately, he couldn't be who he was in front of other people, and that was a very
select people he could
for a few select people. And even though she doesn't admit it, one of them being his fake wife, even though she was like, "Oh, I never knew he was gay the whole time." Shut up! Come on. So I'm gonna read the synopsis on this. It says the biography of renowned actor Rock Hudson is examined in this relevant investigation of Hollywood and LGBTQ plus identity, from his public ladies' man character to his private life as a gay man. Loved him in Pillow Talk. Yeah, Pillow Talk, he was good. But yeah, let's go to our highlights on it.
I gotta find it. Oh, here we go.
You gave 10s to the ending and the wild card as a documentary,
and I gave it to story too.
I have. Yep, you gave a 10 to the story. Dag nabbit, my fault. That's gonna mess up the score a little bit. Okay, so this might be a little bit higher because I accidentally threw a 1 in there because it didn't do the 0. So, but I think 7. Glad you caught that, bro. Thank you.
You're too busy thinking about that giant dick in that ad.
Telling you. All right, so that's gonna it's gonna change the order. It changes the order just a little bit.
Oh,
but not enough to
controversy.
Yep.
Recount.
Yep. That's what I just did. So this is not 6th. It is officially 5th.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to have to redo the outro.
While Dave's doing that,
I might
guys,
freeze up a little bit.
Okay, I'm going to tell them about next week. What we got next week. With this little pause here. Next week on 8, well, it'll be 8:30 or 8:15, right? 8:15. We have a Netflix movie starring Wonder Woman herself, Heart of Stone. We have The Ritual Killer on Hulu. Then we have The Beanie Bubble, which is on Apple TV Plus. This movie, Hidden Strike, starring Jackie Chan and John Cena, on Netflix. And Poison, the dirty truth about your food, it's another documentary on Netflix. So I hope you guys can watch these movies. We have no theater movies this week. These are all streaming movies this next week. So I hope you guys get a chance to watch them and then join us in the live chat and talk about them with us. That's our goal every week. But I know we watch a shit ton of movies, and it's hard for you guys to sometimes to get to watch them with us. So yeah, that's our goal, is for you guys to join the chat and watch the movies with us.
Nice. All right, we got Dell in the house.
Del?
What's up, Dell? Harrison says Command plus Z. Yes. And that undoes what I did, and so I could redo it. Amen. Saying hey. So everybody's saying hey to everybody. What's up? Dell is in the house. Okay, so this is officially number 5, but we're already knee deep in it. So let's go to our final scores on Rock Hudson, All That Heaven Allowed, which is on Max right now, you guys.
And I recommend seeing this.
Me too. I do recommend watching this. IMDb gives us a 7.4. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 88%. Audience score 73%. Rich, you gave this a 73, and I gave it a 74 for a total average score. The Faces for Radio score is 73.5, and I'm sorry to say this is 5th and not 6th. I fixed the outro, but now we're going to talk about our 5th movie, which is now our 6th movie. But yeah, definitely worth a watch, you guys.
Yeah.
So our 6th movie, which originally was 5th, is.
Just hope it goes better than last time.
What happened last time? You don't want to know.
You don't want to know. It's Meg 2,
The Trench.
Where's my poster? There it is. Meg 2, The Trench, starring Jason Statham and
people.
a bunch of other people. Tiana's in the house. What's up, Tiana? Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Even for a little bit. So
did you like the first one?
Yes.
Me too. Okay. Have you read the books?
Have I what?
Have you read the books?
No, I have not read the books.
Oh, I love the books. I think Steve Alton wrote them. I think that's his name. I could be wrong.
Okay.
I have so much fun with them. I think I've read the first 3 or 4 of them. Haven't picked up any of the newer ones, but I've been wanting the first Meg movie. It would kept being started and stop over the years. So I was happy when the first one came out. Was it perfect? No. It didn't take itself seriously. I had fun with it. And it's the same thing with this movie. Starts off a little slow, but once it starts picking up, it goes balls deep into ridiculousness.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because it's fun.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's a popcorn movie. It's I went to theater. Cinema. I had fun. I came out happy. I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
It's an action movie, you guys. It is not a horror movie. It's not a thriller. It's
a straight up
action. My buddy, my best friend Mike, who should be on tonight. He said he was going to be on, but he watched this movie, and he said there wasn't enough giant octopus in this movie. And I started laughing. I said, "Is the movie called Giant Octopus, or is it called Meg?" He goes, "I know." He goes, "But I wanted more giant octopus." Tell says, "I'll wait to see the Staith versus the giant shark when it's streaming."
I get it.
Totally fine. Totally fine.
If you're not a fan of these movies, I understand why you just want to wait for it. I do. Yeah. Because going to the movies is expensive, and you want to don't want to waste your money on something that could possibly be bad.
Yeah, or like if I didn't like the first one, I'm not going to be in the mood for the second one. Yeah, just wait. I had fun. I liked the first one a little bit better.
Me too.
I did enjoy this. I liked that a lot of the cast returned
Mm-hmm.
for Meg 2.
And I like the new additions too.
Yeah. So, I'm going to read the synopsis like nobody knows. A research team encounters multiple threats while exploring the depths of the ocean, including a malevolent mining operation. So,
And that's the story.
Of course, there has to be a bad guy. Evan saying, hey, to Dell. Spice says, I like the first one, but this one, Dell says the first was okay, but not good enough for me to make a trip to the theater for the sequel. Totally get it. Totally get it. I had enough fun with the first one that I bought the 4K.
Yeah, me too. That's a nice.
I mean, it was $10.
Yeah.
I don't think I got a slipcover.
The steelbook for it's nice too.
No, I think I do have a slipcover for it. Anyway, I think my favorite part is that the daughter is the same girl that was in the first movie.
Yeah.
And her name is Sophia Kai, and I love that they brought her back.
Me too.
I didn't, Lai Bing, who was in the first one, she was not back for the second one. That was disappointing.
Me too. I was like, oh man.
And the person that played the grandfather wasn't back for the second movie, which I was disappointed. But then they get this random uncle,
right?
Who
but the guy from the first one can't come back because he died in the first one.
Yeah. But I mean, I wanted just something of him, like
okay. Oh,
like a video or a flashback or something. But then they got this random uncle who apparently doesn't know anything about what happened last time. Even though, like, what I did in the clip, doesn't know what happened last time, even though he's doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was a little difficult to swallow, but not bad. Just watch the first one. My son, it's fun.
Mm-hmm. This is one of Maria's favorite shark movies.
This was fun. There were, yes, this movie does not make sense. The laws of physics do not apply.
Mm-hmm.
And you just have to deal with that. It's a 4-color universe. I'm totally okay with it.
And I did like the CGI in this. I think the sharks looked good, and I loved how they had battle damage on them. And I forget what it was, the bigger one or one of the smaller ones has octopus scars on it, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's the big one. It's the nasty.
Yeah,
it's the big nasty that has the octopus scars on it.
Mm-hmm.
So they've.
I like the details of that.
Yeah, I liked how that one just looks like it's been in a fight.
Yeah.
I love the tagline, new Meg, old chum. These schlock films always have the best taglines and puns. Yeah, and there's a real dad joke connected to that tagline in the movie. So
another thing about this, my theater was packed this afternoon when we went to the 420 show, and I was surprised. I didn't think there was going to be. I say it was probably 3/4 full.
Yeah, I went to the first showing on Saturday, and the theater was more packed than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I'm hoping you get to go see Turtles. I want to get that on by the numbers. I'm hoping you get to go see that.
I think I'm going to see it tomorrow night. That's the plan right now. I think I'm going to see it tomorrow night.
If you do, we're going to substitute the Jackie Chan John Cena movie for it. Spoiler.
That's the one I want to see.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, well then you pick the movie that we drop. Yeah.
Oh man, if I'm gonna pick, it'd be Beanie Bubble because I don't want to go near that. But yeah, it'd be Beanie Bubble.
Okay, so go watch it tomorrow. I had fun with it. I had very low expectations for it, and then I came out laughing. It was fun. My son, Miles, he couldn't sit through all of Mario. This one, he sat through the whole thing. He was good. He laughed. he had a good time. So yeah, I hope you get to see it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go to our highlights for Meg 2. Okay, so you gave a 10 to the plot, so you like the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I gave 10s to the cast and to the cinematography because I like the visual effects and the CGI. And then we got 8s for wild card as an action movie, 8s for ending because the ending was pretty solid. Otherwise, a lot of 6s going on, so not bad. It's worth a watch, but yeah, I don't think you should run to the theater for it. I agree with Dell. Wait for it to come on streaming or whatever, unless you were a fan of the first one.
Yeah.
And you're number one, not expecting it to be as good, but
it's
still
not going to be no
at,
Oppenheimer. If you're,
yeah, it's not Oppenheimer, but you know. But if you're looking for like, I just want to go see some good action, a fast pace, enjoy watching it, then yeah, this is okay. It's just under 2 hours, and you know, compared to the Rock Hudson movie, it actually plays a little faster, so it doesn't feel like 2 hours. But yeah, don't look for an Oscar nomination except for the octopus or the shark. But otherwise, yeah, it was a fun watch.
I agree.
And I think it's worth seeing, but yeah, I wouldn't go spending a lot of money for it.
I'll buy it when it comes to 4K.
Oh, I'll buy it when it comes out.
Did you get your Fast X Steelbook?
No.
I think it came out today.
No, I'm gonna try to get it tomorrow, but I didn't order it.
I was gonna, because I have the rest in the 4K Steelbooks, and I have the 4K box set. I think I was gonna get the regular slip for when it goes cheap. I'll just carry. It's a nice looking Steelbook.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably get it, but yeah, I just couldn't pre-order anything for a while, so
right.
So I just gotta, hope. I just barely pre-ordered the original Exorcist that's coming out on 4K.
Oh yeah.
Are
you gonna get slipcover too?
I don't know if I'm gonna get slipcover too. I might, but it won't be pre-order. I might double dip on it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I might double dip on it.
What about the foreign one?
Favorite. I don't think I'm gonna touch the foreign one. Unless if somebody wants to send it to me. Care of. But let's go to our final scores on Meg 2. IMDb is giving this a 5.5. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 28%, which I expected. Audience score 72%. Rich, you gave this a 71. I gave it a 72. Faces for Radio score 71.5. And it is officially number 6 in our countdown. And Rock Hudson is 5.
Now we're getting the meat and bones.
Spice says that slipcover looks bad for The Exorcist.
See, I didn't mind it.
Hey, you double dipped the chip. Yep. All right, so let's go to number 4. And gee, we're just rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
So our number 4 movie is this little gem. It's my thing. There it is. Yeah, when what was it? When somebody asks us why we call ourselves the Faces for Radio, I now know how I'm going to answer it.
Wow.
This ain't no beauty contest.
This ain't no beauty contest.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is because we have the Faces for Radio. Big George Foreman takes our number 4 spot.
I enjoyed this more than I thought I would.
Like this.
I did too.
I love this movie. I really did. I like this movie a lot.
Yeah. This is going to be, I hope I can find this on Black Friday for a deal. I'm glad you bought it.
I'm glad I bought this on Blu-ray.
Mhm.
I was just like, I was debating, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get it because I like boxing movies, and
I do
especially
too.
if they're a true story. I mean, I loved Ali with Will Smith. I love
Never
The
seen it.
Hurricane with Denzel Washington.
Never seen it.
Because of course, there's all those, there's Southpaw and stuff like that, but those aren't based on a true story. I want, give me like something about the real boxer. I didn't care for Bleed for this. That's another one. Miles Teller did it.
Oh, I like that one.
I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as I like this one. So, but I'm glad you like this, bro. I kind of
I was
pushed this on
surprised
you
that I
a
did.
bit. Yeah, I kind of pushed this on you a little bit, kind of like how I'm pushing "Are You God? Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret."
Yeah,
And I know you don't
pushing
want to
that
see
shit
it.
on like a drug dealer.
A drug dealer just pushing it on you.
We got a new schedule, so it's in the schedule.
It's in the schedule. It's on the books. So what I love is, okay, so the title, it just says Big George Foreman, but there's some wording there below, and that's all part of the title. So the official title of this movie is Big George Foreman: The Miraculous Story of the Once and Future Heavyweight Champion of the World.
Oh, I did not know that. I didn't pay attention to it.
That's what that whole thing says. And I was like, that's a long ass title.
But is it that way in the IMDb page?
IMDb, no, it just says Big George Foreman, but Rotten Tomatoes has the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ah, yes, world-renowned grill creator George Foreman in his younger years when he dabbled in boxing.
Did you know they
and
offered
also
that to Hulk Hogan first?
What's that?
They offered that to Hulk Hogan first, and he turned it down.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's funny because
Yeah.
there's a tidbit about that George Foreman grill in this movie
Mhm.
that I really liked. But yeah, it also talks about his later career.
Yeah.
And I like that. It wasn't just his younger years or his
I
older
like it
years.
spanned.
It spanned the whole thing.
Yeah.
It talked about his relationship with God and how he became a preacher,
Mhm.
and then how and why he had to come back to the boxing ring, and how that finished. And I was like, I really liked this story. I enjoyed it.
Me too.
The boxing was pretty good. There was a couple matches
It was
where I was like,
yeah.
really. It was like, it was kind of, I guess it was the older style or whatever, but I don't know.
That's the only thing I didn't like. It was like,
Yeah, the boxing matches were kind of, and I guess I'm Rocky spoiled, but
mhm.
yeah.
But
I mean, even Southpaw's fight was great. Creed's fights were great. This one, the fights weren't so good, but they were more, I guess they were, I don't want to say authentic, but they felt more authentic to the time. But I will say I loved the rope-a-dope thing with Muhammad Ali. I never did get to see that match, just that piece. So it was cool to kind of see it, even though it wasn't actually happen like that. But Mike says, I don't know, Rich. Hogan claims that he also claims that he was going to be the bassist for Metallica after Cliff died.
oh, that's
I don't
true.
trust anything Hogan says.
That's true. I just remember him saying
George
it.
made way more money from the grill than from boxing. Good for him to take up that offer. Smart man. Dude.
Mhm.
Yeah, he made way more money with
Yeah.
the grill. But he was desperate. He was desperate to try to get money. So he did commercials. He did this and that. He endorsed the George Foreman grill thinking, and then they were like, oh, by the way, there's some movement on the George Foreman thing. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, the IMDb synopsis just says the life and boxing career of George Foreman. That's my favorite one yet. And my son Eric gives us a like on Facebook. Thank you, son.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah, and I enjoyed this movie. I really did. I liked the guy who played Muhammad Ali.
He was a little annoying. I didn't like. He didn't.
They made him out to be annoying because the story is about George Foreman.
That is true. That is true.
And if you're looking at it from Muhammad Ali's standpoint, he's being funny, but from George Foreman's standpoint, he's being an obnoxious turd.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of where your perception is supposed to be.
I guess I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah. But I did like I didn't love him, but I liked the guy who played Muhammad Ali. I liked the guy who played Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
I did not like the guy who played Howard Cosell.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed the story. I liked Forrest Whitaker in this. He was probably my favorite. My favorite part of this was his portrayal in this movie as his manager, and he also kind of.
What I like,
and there's my bro. I like the grill.
I think everyone and their dog had one.
I don't have one.
I had one. I had two of them. I had a really big one, and then I had the really small one. Yeah. But what I liked about this movie too, it showed his flaws too. You know what I mean? It wasn't all roses, peaches and roses, however that's it. Everything wasn't all.
It wasn't all flowers and candy. It was, they showed like his infidelity, and
which I'm really surprised that they did that. He allowed that.
Yeah. I was too. I was surprised they actually showed that. I knew he was a womanizer.
Yeah.
And they divorced his first wife and all that. But with the whole Jesus thing, and then getting back in the ring and all that, I would think that he would have focused on that more, but he didn't. He showed the whole thing, the whole part of his life where he was, beginning in the tail
Maybe it
end
just shows his character. Hey, I'm not afraid to admit my mistake.
I'm not afraid to admit that I wasn't a perfect person, and that's totally cool. So. Yeah, that was the fight with Muhammad Ali, and then that was when he won the championship, if I remember correctly. But with the fight against Muhammad Ali, what I liked, because it was something that I didn't get to hear, was Muhammad Ali talking to him through the fight, egging him on, and trying to get him tired, and he was just. Blocking slightly here and there, so he wasn't taking the full punishment. And then once George Foreman got tired, then Muhammad Ali was able to beat him. So, and that's the whole rope thing. That's like the most famous boxing maneuver in history. Caveman says, "Too bad George never tried to cash in with the other grills for people's teeth." Mike says, "I need to see this. I'm a huge boxing fan, bro. If you're a huge boxing fan, I definitely recommend this. Just for the story alone, I loved how the story came together.
It's not a perfect movie. It's not what we're saying.
It's not a perfect movie. There are other movies that are better than this for sure. But I like this more than I thought I would.
Yeah, this is a surprise.
Yeah. So let's go to our highlights on Big George Foreman. We both gave the story a 10, and I think rightfully so, because the story is the best part of it. We both gave the ending a 9 because it was almost great. It was right there.
Yeah.
Really, really good ending. We both gave the cast an 8. We both gave the plot a 7. Other than that, we're a little bit different here and there. Like with music, you gave the music a 5. I gave it an 8. I liked the music a lot for the time period, especially the older stuff. And Harrison says, "I really need to see this because I'm a huge George Foreman grill fan." Yes. Which I love. At the end, they talk about him selling the rights to George Foreman Grill and how much money he made. Dude, He didn't need to get back in the ring.
Yeah.
He didn't. But then it just took a while for that to happen. He was gonna lose his gym and the community center, and he was gonna lose his church. He wasn't careful because of what happened. And as far as him losing his money and stuff like that, that's not anything new. Other people have had that problem. I mean, Rocky IV had that problem where Paulie lost all his money. So I think this is good. KB, second cousin KB is in the house.
Thank you for joining us.
You actually made it before we finished, because I know he came in one week and we just ended.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, KB just jumped on!" Like we had just signed out, and it was so funny. But thank you so much for being on. KB is another one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
In the community. Mike says the most interesting thing about him was him naming all his boys George. His daughter is named Georgina or Georgetta or something like that. He would name his daughter George.
Hey, what's up?
All right. Just guessing that it's Mika, but it might be Kira, but I think it's Mika.
Well, we appreciate you.
Thank you so much for jumping in. KB gives me a laugh because he always laughs at me. And so does my wife. But that's only when I take my shirt off. So to catch the recap too, I know you're about to wrap up. Actually, we've got a couple more.
Yeah, we're on number 3.
We're doing 10 movies. We're doing 10 movies, so we've still got 3 more after this.
Yeah.
So
stick around.
So you're sticking around for the best of the best,
in our opinion. So
Turner fan, how's the alphabet challenge going?
Oh shit, dude! I'm in my B's. Not.
It's Mika. I thought it was Mika.
It's taking me a while. It's going to take me until I'm probably like 70 to get through. It's not going very well.
I swear, if I start that, bro, I'm never gonna get done.
Yeah,
never. I'll be.
You got 10 times of what I have, and yeah, it's rough. The struggles.
It is rough
because it's hard. We watch so many movies for our shows, and then it's hard to sneak in.
Hard to sneak in our other movies.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to go through all my 4Ks, and I haven't been able to do it between the high fives and the top 10 and the.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got the top 10 coming up.
We got top 10 coming up. Top 10 Disney movies coming up. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hey, Caveman, did you give the missus my message? I don't think I should have displayed that on live TV. But no, probably wants to get Miss Caveman in for a conversation, which is going to be awesome. I love the conversation. KB does that show where he brings a person in, talks about movies and stuff. I did the horror movie conversation with him last year, and it was a lot of fun.
I remember that.
But let's go to our final scores on Big George Foreman, and I'm not going to read the rest. Blah, 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 blah. Champion of the world. IMDb gives this a 6.6. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 43%, which I think is a little low. Audience score 96%, which I think is a little high.
Yeah.
Rich, you gave this a 70. I gave it an 81. Faces for Radio gives this a 75.5, and it takes our number 4 spot.
Which I'm surprised. So wait a minute. That just dawned on me. So that one movie that you weren't looking forward to is in the top 3. That's crazy. That blows my mind. Yeah, I don't even remember what I scored it. Now I'm looking.
I'm just gonna tell you, I gave it a higher score than you did.
You did. You had to have, because I just looked at my score.
I did.
And that makes me happy.
Yes, and she said yes. Okay, now I'm really starting to concern. Spooky season conversation in October, 31 days in a row. Oof.
Better
That's a
than 30
lot of
seconds.
conversation. Yep. I know I was in there last year, somewhere in the middle, where he had me in there for a conversation. And that's where we became second cousins. So, all right. So let's get to our number 3 movie in our countdown. And did I? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Okay, no, I don't have a clip of that. So if you got to do it right. Wham is our number 3 movie. And
I
had fun with this.
Me too.
I
Me
enjoyed
too.
it. I think the only thing I didn't like was that all you hear is the voices of George Michael and Andrew.
Andrew's
But
still
you don't
alive,
see
right?
them. What's that? Andrew's alive.
Yeah. I thought
George
I didn't
Michael
know-
is not.
Yeah, I knew George Michael wasn't, but I didn't know if Andrew.
Yeah, George Michael passed away. Andrew's still alive, I believe. But I liked, I would have, it would have been great if you'd have seen him, you know, because they had the interviews they should have had on camera. I know George Michael didn't like to be on camera toward the end of his career, but Andrew could have been interviewed or something like that. That's kind of my only negative about this movie. Otherwise,
I would have
enjoyed
liked to
the
see Andrew's final thoughts, you know.
Yeah, like
That
some
would've
kind
been
of
good.
final thing with Andrew, like, dude.
I
I mean, but everything is basically, it's like they're showing clips and stuff of Wham, their entire career and stuff, and the whole time George Michael and Andrew are narrating. Basically,
And I like the scrapbooks too. I thought that was pretty cool.
yeah, I like the scrapbook stuff. I like that. That was a really nice touch.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that a lot.
but I'm just gonna say this for Halloween. Me and Dave are gonna dress up as Wham.
We're gonna dress like Wham.
Yeah, it's gonna be our Halloween costume.
How tall are you? Because you're probably gonna have to be George.
I'm short. I'm short and fat. I'm short, fat, and round.
I'm short and fat and round. We should be the Blues Brothers. We should.
Yeah, there we go. That's more better.
I think that's a little bit more logical. And then, you know, or Milli Vanilli in the later years, we could do that. Just dreadlocks and.
But I want to get back to Andrew. You know what I liked? He never said anything negative
Oh,
about George, and you rarely see that. There's always some
I
animosity.
thought that was really cool. And to read the synopsis, which is, it says, through archival interviews and footage, George Michael and Andrew Ridgeley relive the arc of their Wham career from the 70s best buds to 80s pop icons. Yeah. And KB says, I enjoyed this documentary, showed how quickly their fame rose and why George Michael had to go solo. Good stuff. Yeah. I agree. This was good stuff. This was interesting. And their rise was nothing short of meteoric. It was just, within a year, they were like the greatest thing since sliced bread in the UK. What are you doing?
She's like, I want to talk about Wham.
She's standing on my calf right now. And then you're gonna take that? Oh, you're getting the stool. She's getting the stool. She's gonna sit by me.
The special guest tonight is
Special guests. Okay, you can play on that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, she's helping me.
She's our producer for the day.
Yep. All right. So, yeah, this really, like, it looked like in the span of a year, they were huge in the UK. And it only took like maybe 3 years to get them huge in the US. It was like, and I didn't know anything about their earlier stuff. So it was kind of cool hearing the earlier music.
I
was like,
whole
oh,
lot
wow.
about them.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I knew like from Wake Me Up Before You Go
Yeah.
Go like that.
And I like the
on.
story behind that. That was kind of funny.
Yeah. Evan says Wham was such a great documentary. Made me respect both of them so much. Loved how raw they were about their relationship. Yeah, it was like they were best friends,
Mhm.
and Andrew kind of got them started. But then it's so funny how Andrew could have been all butthurt about
He wasn't.
George going solo, but he wasn't. He was like,
No.
yeah, he's like, I'm good. I've done what I needed to, what I wanted to do. You need, it was all of his image was everything with George Michael. Everything was about his image. And they really enunciated that in this documentary. And I really enjoyed it, especially hearing it from Andrew's own voice. That of how he felt about the whole thing. And you can, even though I didn't see his face, I would have loved to see his face talking about that. But it sounded genuine to me. He was like,
you don't ever see that.
I loved him and he needed to do it. Because I can only go so far. He needed to go further. And that was just the way it was.
Oh, definitely check it out.
Mika hasn't. If you haven't seen this, this is worth a shot for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Wham storyline fits an aspect of the Beautiful Life storyline too. Yes, it does. Best cameo ever in the live stream. Yeah, she's adorable. Wham fits with Rock Hudson documentary with both George and Rock needing to hide their sexuality.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good point.
Yeah.
The difference being that George was able to come out.
Yeah. But once
he was solo.
Isn't that how he got busted? He got busted in a bathroom. That's how he
got busted. He got busted in a glory hole situation.
Yeah.
In a bathroom. And then he was like, I'm gay. But yeah, I think he got busted. He went into hiding for a little bit. He came out.
Yeah.
But he was still able to finish his career. I think he should have come out sooner than that.
I think so too.
I think so too. I think he came out before he got busted, Evan.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I think he came out, I mean, like maybe the year before. I mean, it was close. Like he came out and then he was busted and then the whole thing blew up.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm remembering. Because I remember seeing it on MTV when MTV played videos and had MTV News.
Yeah.
When MTV was good.
When MTV actually played music.
Yeah. Like I forget who said it. I did gain a lot more respect for these two guys.
Yeah.
Not a fan of their music. I like George Michael's Faith, and I like his solo stuff, some of it. But not these two guys together. That's not my bag. But I appreciate it.
Yeah. Sounds like a great documentary. I'll check it out. I hope you do. Mika, let us know. But yeah, I am a fan. I didn't care for the early stuff, which was written by Andrew. But when Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, when that album came out, I loved that album. I loved Careless Whisper. Careless Whisper was actually a solo performance that he did while they were doing the Wham album. But Evan says that was brought to light. Brought to light was hard for the gay community to find relationships. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to our highlights for Wham, and I need to put the poster back up. Come here. There you go. Let's see. So you gave a 10 to the story.
Mm-hmm.
and a 10 to the music and a 10 to the wild card.
And script.
Dang nabbit! I did it again.
Well, we're gonna let that slide because we had 10 movies this week.
I had 10 movies, and I had to smatter them together this morning because we still had 2 movies to watch.
Yeah. So we'll leave it in as it's probably not going to change much.
It's not going to change much, but it did. Oh, man, it changed your score quite a bit, though.
Because I think I gave 4 10s. I gave 4 10s. I gave 4 8s.
Yeah,
I really
change
dug this, and I didn't think I was going to.
Yeah, no, this is gonna put it in second place.
So
It only
Beautiful
moves
Life
it up
got
a
moved.
lot, but
So is Beautiful Life number 2? Was number 2?
Yeah.
Oh,
was
man.
number 2.
That makes me happy. Just because you were dreading it, and
I didn't want to see that movie.
I know you're like, oh,
I was like, please don't make me see that movie.
he was. I liked it. I even put some of the music on my playlist from it.
And that's a bummer, but that's okay. It is what it is. Yeah, I threw him in there so fast. My bad. But it's fine.
We're gonna blame Amazon a little bit on this one too, because they took forever to ship my damn movie.
Yeah, they did. You know, and then you watched Meg 2 today, like a couple hours before the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't have your scores. So I gotta redo this again. But anyway, so I'm rendering that. I might phase in and out here, but
It's okay.
Yeah. Mika says yes when MTV played music. Yeah. This documentary felt like it was made in the 80s. The way they edited it
I see that.
made it feel. I agree with that. And a lot of it was, it was all 70s and 80s footage. So yeah, why not? I would think that would be the way to go. But yeah, I love the scrapbook thing.
I did too.
I think that was my favorite part where they were like
And they
doing
glued
the
it all
scrapbook
together.
thing.
I liked that.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. So as soon as I get this done, okay, that's done. Let me load that. Then we'll go to our final scores on Wham. Yeah, this is definitely worth a watch, you guys.
Yeah.
If you get a chance.
2 solid documentaries this week.
Yeah. 2 solid documentaries. But yeah, final scores on Wham. IMDb gives this a 7.6. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 89%. Audience score 89%. Rich, you gave this an 85. I gave it a 76 for a total average score for the Faces for Radio of 80.5. This actually takes our number 2 spot. But I well worth it, I think. I am. I'm not disappointed in that. I'm glad it was top 3, but that it's actually number 2.
Another thing I liked about it was positive. It wasn't negative. Like there wasn't.
No,
it wasn't.
It didn't talk about the drug use so much. It didn't talk about the bad stuff that George Michael dealt with. It ended as he left.
Yeah.
Wham. And that's what this documentary was about. It was about Wham. It wasn't just about George Michael. So it was cool. All right. So let's get into our number 3 movie, which we're going to play second to last because, I brain farted again.
All my mistakes, they led me straight into you.
Yeah.
So this is A Beautiful Life.
This music spoke to this. It sound weird, but I really
Music was so good here.
yeah. And it may, I mean, if you have that someone special in your life, you really connect with this music. And that's what it did for me.
Yeah. I
even sent it to
really
him.
like
I was like,
this.
hey, listen to this. Yeah.
Is that?
Oh, I said some of the music, I even sent it to my significant other. I was like, listen to this.
Yeah, it was so funny because I was like, oh, that's Christopher. And I didn't realize until he started singing that I recognized his voice from stuff my kids have listened to.
Oh, really?
So
I
guys,
didn't know who he was.
Yeah. So yeah, this guy, he very social media famous as a musician, doing a lot of, YouTube channel and TikTok and all that stuff.
And this is a foreign film. We make it clear. This is
no, this is a foreign film. This is a Dutch film filmed in the Netherlands. Evan says, I'm shocked this movie was so high. Great music, decent acting, but the story fell so flat for me. Once is a better take on this topic. Okay. KB says, didn't see this one. If it's good, I got to check it out.
I love the ending in this.
Yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised by this.
This is my pick.
I thought this was his pick. I thought this was just going to be sappy and it, wasn't going to like it. And the music kind of caught me right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And then, that made me tolerate the love story a little bit more. But yeah, this was good, and it's another foreign film on Netflix that I've been happy about.
Yeah.
So I think talking about, and I'm going to talk about our highlights at the same time, because I think the most important thing about this movie is the music.
Mm-hmm.
The music and the songs are so good.
Yeah.
That you and I both gave the music a 10.
Yeah. There's no doubt this was a 10.
Yeah. And I gave the ending a 10 as well, because that last song, the end,
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Yeah.
That hit me in the feels.
Yeah.
Where
a lot of this did.
Yeah. A lot of his music, as he was singing it, had relevance to what was going on at that time.
Yes. Exactly.
Especially at the end, when he's in front of an audience. He's supposed to sing one song and he totally 180s it.
Yeah.
And sings something else, and it's totally relevant.
Mm-hmm. And the look on her face, too.
Yeah.
And I dug that. She did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah. Evan says, don't watch it dubbed, because when he sings, he sounds so different.
Oh, we never watch movies in dubbed.
No, don't watch dubbed. We always watch it subtitled,
Mm-hmm.
unless the original language, the way that they are, is just horrible. But 9 times out of 10, the acting is so much better.
Yeah.
When it's subtitled. Mika says didn't see this one either. I think this is worth a watch. This was a cute movie, very touching story.
It is.
Even the relationship between the mom and the daughter.
Yeah.
Why the dynamic there and what's going on.
What happened with
the synopsis reads, Elliot, a young fisherman with an extraordinary voice, gets the chance of a lifetime when high-profile music manager Suzanne discovers him at a party. And this leads me to the best friend, who was an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't expect him to ultimately do what he did.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Because it's not like it was, it's not like it was Elliot's fault.
Mm-hmm.
But you get that classic thing to where things are going great for the singer or for the lead, and then something tragic happens, and then something good comes out of it, and that's the nice little cookie cutter format that makes a good romance movie. It makes a good love story. You get boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy finds girl, and I'm down for that.
It works.
I am not a romance movie fan. I don't care for stuff like that unless you give me another element that I can enjoy, like, blow something up.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
I didn't say that, although I wouldn't be opposed. But give me explosions, give me car chases, give me sci-fi elements. Or in this case, give me music, and that got me in, and then the love story hooked me, and I was like, okay, I'm down to watch this, and I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you did.
Evan says, my issue that they dive deeper in that friendship. We need more before he breaks. We needed that history, and. Okay, I agree with that to a point, Evan, but I got enough of that history.
Yeah. Because that montage of them together, I think that really showed.
Yeah, I got enough of that history of the friendship, and I got enough of the history with what happened to his parents. Why he was so guarded in the first place because of what happened to him earlier in life. Even though they don't really say a whole lot right off the bat, you could tell that he was traumatized somehow.
Especially when that one thing happens, you see it comes out.
And I guess Evan likes me now. Did David just say love story and give me music? Next week a musical? No.
Yeah.
I don't mind a love story with some music.
Now he backtracks, Evan. He backtracks.
I am not gonna. No, but you sing the dialogue, and that's where I draw the line. Maybe I need to rewatch. Subtitles are hard for me with my dyslexia.
Dude, I get it.
I know that, and because we talked about this before, but
it's in English too. It's not all in subtitles.
It's not all in German. Because when they do the show, that's in English and things like that. So maybe, but you've probably seen it. I don't know. I don't know if dubbed is a great option because it's not very good dubbed, but a lot of horror movies aren't. My bro says 7 brides for 7 brothers. Boy, if I had 7 middle fingers right now, I would give him some. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I liked it, and I hope I didn't mess up your scores again. But it doesn't look like it because you gave a 10 to the music, you gave 9s to the ending and the story and the plot. I did not care as much for the trailer, and that's probably why I wasn't really keen on watching it.
I dug the trailer. I did.
But I did give I gave a 10 to the ending because I loved the way it ended. I gave a 9 to the story. And I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, 10 for the ending. Yeah, 9 for the story and 10 for the music. Because I just think the music is so good. It's the best. It was a character in the movie.
Oh, that's a good way to put it. It really was.
It was a very important character in the movie and very important to the story. So let's go to our final scores on A Beautiful Life. IMDb gives us 6.4. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 50%. Audience score 83%. Rich, you gave it a 76, and I gave it a 77. So our Faces for Radio score is 76.5. And it actually takes our number 3 spot, but I had it as number 2.
Do either one spot. That makes me happy.
No, and I want to bring out the picture at the end because I love this.
Yeah.
And he looks up and he sees her, and then he totally changes what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And
he didn't care either. It wasn't upset anybody. He was just going to go with what he felt.
He did not care.
Mm-hmm. But you felt he did such a good job with that song. You felt the emotions from that piano when he's sitting there. Oh man, it's so good.
And he's just singing to her. It's just
there's no one else in that room but her.
It's just him and her. So what was I going to say? I already watched it, so maybe I'll rewatch. I will catch the small things because I was too busy reading. I hope you do, and I hope it does. I hope it does play out better for you the second time. Yeah. But as we always say, all movies are subjective.
Yep.
If you don't like it, we don't think any less of you, and we hope you don't think any less.
Oh,
of
I
us
might.
Liking something, he thinks less of you, but I don't.
Because you have no
I
heart.
hope you don't think less of us because we like something that you did. And my bro says negative 10 points for dramas. He's not a drama fan. All right, so let's get to our number one movie.
I like this a lot.
I did too, bro. This, man.
They just announced today they're already working on the sequel. They, which was kind of happy for that.
I hope the sequel doesn't shit the bed. Let's talk about our number one movie this week.
They're never gonna stop.
They're never gonna stop, and they're never gonna stop making sequels to this if it keeps going the way they're going. Yeah. Talk to Me is our number one movie for this week, and bro, this is my horror movie of the year so far.
Yeah, me too. Hands down.
It hands out. It's so good that I don't want to say that I recommend seeing it in the theater, but I really recommend watching this. And again, I had to see the first showing because my wife will not watch these movies unless it's light out.
I was the only one in the theater when I saw this. I had the whole theater to myself.
Man. I wasn't, I don't think it was busy when I went either. I got the seats that I wanted. There was a few people in, maybe a quarter of the way full. But man, this movie's really good.
And I didn't expect it to be as good.
Night. Go Mimis. Okay, go Mimis. It's bedtime, so say good night. But yeah, I gotta say we got a unique story.
Yeah, especially for horror.
Yeah. And I was originally like, oh man, this is the best horror movie I've seen in years. But then I was like, oh wait, Barbarian was really good.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's still no physical media release for that.
No, still no physical media release for that, which is disappointing.
Me too.
We're gonna get a physical media release for this.
There's already a steelbook out for it. I mean, pre-order out for it.
There's already a pre-order steelbook, which I'm tempted to get.
You get it, I'll buy the Blu-ray.
Okay. I'm okay with that. So let's read the synopsis. It says, when a group of friends discover how to conjure spirits using an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill until one of them goes too far and unleashes terrifying supernatural forces.
Yeah.
Nika loved Talk to Me.
Good.
I'm so glad you did. Our horror movie of the year as well. So good, dude.
Yeah.
This is.
See,
this was fantastic. I really like this.
This would have been my
and-
pick for Nate's and Alex's challenge if I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, I'm gonna wait till I see this before I pick my horror movie of the year because I hadn't watched anything yet that really kind of stuck out for
Right.
me.
I mean, the only thing I could think of was Boogeyman for me.
Yeah, that was funny. The only thing, and I brought it up because I did a theater one, and then I did like a streaming or physical one, and I actually thought of Run Sweetheart Run because I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh man, this is so good. And
I asked Malia if she wanted to go see this with me, and she was like, "No."
I don't think so, buddy.
Yeah, her horror pick was Megan, I think. Yeah, it was Megan.
Her horror pick was Megan. Megan was good. Enjoyed that. I call that more of a thriller than a horror, but
Yeah.
no, totally cool. I think it was my daughter's pick too. I said, "What's your horror movie of the year?" And she goes, "Megan." And it's basically looked at me like, "I don't watch horror movies. Were you crazy?"
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, so let's talk about our highlights here because you gave tens to the plot
I love that
The
trailer. I
trailer.
thought it was my favorite trailers of the year.
and the story, and then you gave nines to script, cinematography, and wild card.
Yeah.
I gave tens to ending because I loved how it ended,
Mhm.
and wild card, and then I gave a 9 to the plot, the story, and I think that's it, and then a lot of 8. I think the lowest thing is the cat. And this is an
It was a
Australian.
horror film.
It's an Australian film. Yeah, considered a foreign film. We gave our customary 4. Bell says I need to talk to me. I think
You
so
do.
too.
You do.
And then I had 1 extra point because there was one person I recognized in the movie, but I didn't know his name. I just recognized him. And Mika agrees that Dell needs to see that movie. But oh man, this is I would go to the theater and watch this again. I would absolutely do it.
Yeah.
And yeah, this will be a day one buy for sure. And I am really I think I'd get the steelbook.
Yeah. I think I'll break my rule and buy this day one because I liked it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, this was fun. And I'm just gonna say because I'm really anticipating The Exorcist Believer.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to that. It's it is probably the most anticipated film of the year for me
Are you gonna make me
because
watch
I'm
that?
such a big fan of the first one. What'd you say?
You're gonna make me watch that, ain't you?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna make you watch that.
That's what I thought.
Oh, bro, yes. I didn't want to tell you this soon, but I think you know,
I do.
because you got 2 months. You knew this was
Yeah,
coming.
I do. It was coming.
But I mean, like I said, I'm dreading this. This is also my most dreaded film because this is either if this is reasonably close to what I got with Talk to Me, I'm gonna love this.
Mhm.
If this is even close. I don't expect this to be as good. I don't expect it to be as good as the original.
But
That's like bar none my favorite horror movie of all time. But that being said, if they can do a reasonable job and make that close to this, I'll be so happy. And
it's the same people that did the Halloweens that are doing. So I liked the Halloween. I know some people don't. I dug what they did.
well, I know you like the 2018 that trilogy. You like those, so, and I did too.
And I'm hoping it's along that lines. So I have faith, and that's what. Yeah.
KB, I hope you do get a chance to see this.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah. All right. So, man, yeah. I'm just afraid that Exorcist Believer is going to shit the bed, and I'm going to be so upset.
Have faith. Have faith.
I have faith, but they've done this to me before with this. I'm so glad this is not a reboot.
Yeah.
I'm really glad this is a sequel.
Oh, what do they call them? Requels or whatever?
Requels or whatever. But yeah, this is like a far sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's go to our final scores on Talk to Me, which is in theaters now. IMDb is giving this a 7.5, which is that's a reasonable score. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 95%. Audience score 82%. Rich, you gave this an 80, and I gave it an 82. Faces for Radio give this an 81, and it takes our number one spot in this double-sized episode.
Which we did awesome on time.
I think we did too.
Yeah.
But oh man,
Yeah. There's some.
I think what it is about Talk to Me that really got me is it doesn't just play out as a paranormal movie. There are other elements. Like there's some slasher stuff. There's definite monster stuff. There's some good gore. It's a rated R movie, and a rated R paranormal movie hasn't happened in a while. I mean, Insidious: The Red Door was PG-13. Give me a rated R. Yeah, give me a rated R horror movie, and they did. They delivered.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the ending, that ending part, was a little predictable right off the bat, but then I loved how it finished. Like right before the credits, loved that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I threw a 10 at the ending. Yeah. Mike says you guys did great in time today. Thanks, bro.
Appreciate it.
We had the whole
So did
theater
I.
to ourselves and watching. I
So
know
did
it was
I.
practically empty. I hope this gets a little bit more play.
I mean, I think it's made its money because if they've already announced a sequel to it, and does
Yeah.
A24 do sequels? I can't think of right off the top of the head that they've done a sequel.
I know, but I don't know. Yeah. So it's made 25.4 million in the box office.
Let's
See if
not
I can
count
find
this
it.
coming weekend.
It had a $4.5 million budget. So yeah, it's made money.
good. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's almost 5 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad you watched it.
Me too.
I'm glad we were able to talk about it. This is an outstanding movie. It's definitely
And had a great cast.
it did. I like the cast. I really enjoy it when the cast doesn't. There's not too many recognizable people, so it takes away from the movie.
Yeah. Especially
we
in
talked
horror.
about this when we did our horror movies, and I liked that I didn't recognize too much of the cast.
I didn't recognize anybody.
Yeah.
I thought I recognized the
Really?
mom, but then when I went to IMDb, I was like, no, I didn't know who she was.
Nope, I don't know who the mom is. I think I recognized the dad. Yeah, I think it was the dad that I recognized. But yeah, I didn't know his name, knew him by face. So that's why I gave the cast a 5. But man, if you guys get a chance, it's definitely worth a watch.
Definitely.
Let's give it some more money in the theater. I might go see it again. But I got to see Ninja Turtles first.
Yes, you do.
And then I thought we were going to do Last Voyage of the Demeter.
I just looked at that. We have that down for. We do have it down, but it's not for. Oh, excuse me. I just lost my list. I was just looking at that. We don't have that until 8:30.
We have that for the 30th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm definitely seeing that this weekend.
Yeah. I want to see it too. Speaking of that, I'm going to recap the movies because not everybody was here for next week. Next week, We have on Netflix, Heart of Stone. That's the Gal Gadot movie.
Gal Gadot movie, yeah.
The Ritual Killer on Hulu. Hidden Strike with John Cena, and Dave keeps just pushing this one on me. And Jackie Chan. That's on Netflix. And then this is a documentary, Poison, the Dirty Truth About Your Food, or however it's worded. And then possibly we might be subbing out Beanie Bubble with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Love seeing some fresh faces.
Mm-hmm.
Recognize the mom. So she recognized the mom. I recognize the dad.
So I didn't recognize.
So you would give the cast a 5 too, Mika.
Yeah.
So yeah. Speaking of which, get ready, because October, I'm gonna get you on for your high five. We're gonna do horror movies and tea. I can't wait to do that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But brother, I think it's time to get out of here.
Yeah, it is. Whoa, wait a minute.
Sharks, vampires, and dinosaurs, automatic extra 10 points.
What do we have Thursday?
Well, Thursday, we've got our good buddy Evan, Pop Culture 33, is going to be on. We're going to do our episode 5 of the High Five, I think.
Yeah.
5 or 6? I think it's 5.
I think it's 5.
He picked 5 movies. We're going to discuss them live. That's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully Rich doesn't get sick on me.
Nope. I'm going to be here with the
Evan.
bug bag if I have to.
He's gonna tough it out, and so I might leave, but yeah, we got 5 movies to discuss with Evan. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to having him on the show with us. And then
I'm looking forward to talking.
We're gonna stay on Tuesdays for By the Numbers, but next Tuesday night, after our By the Numbers episode, we're going to do a post-game wrap-up on Instagram with our draft picks for our Disney top 10.
Just Disney, not Pixar, not Marvel.
Just Disney, just Disney movies. Not Pixar, not Fox. Nothing they bought. No Star Wars. None of that crap. Just Disney movies.
Yeah.
We're going to do a Disney top 10. I'm looking forward to that. And that's coming next month. We're going to draft this month, and we're going to do it next month. All of Evan's movies are now in Rich's top 5.
Oh God, no.
No, I don't think so. Good. I'm glad. Mika, I hope you have a blast on the high five with us. I hope we get Kira too. I'd like to have both of you, but either way is fine. And then also coming up in October, I'm working on getting Mel from My Killer Podcast on for her top 5 favorite 5 horror movies. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have 2 high fives in October, no high fives for September. We're going to take a month break because we did like 1 a week.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies.
And then after October, we're going to do once a month. We're going to get someone on the high five. So if you guys have not been on the high five before and you'd like to be on it, hit one of us up on Instagram.
Yeah.
Or hit the Faces for Radio up on Instagram, because we'll both see that. And let us know you'd like to be on the high five. And we'll see if we can put you on the schedule. I'm thinking I want to get Caveman on for November.
That'd be awesome.
We'll see about that. Del says I might miss you guys next Tuesday since I'll be on that night. Yeah, sorry about that, brother, but we'll definitely catch your replay. Hopefully you'll catch ours. And my high five was long enough for 3 episodes, dude. Your high five.
I see the time run out. I was like, oh damn.
We went a while.
See, there's no way I could have held that in. There's just no way.
We're going to talk about other stuff besides movies, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. It funny you should mention Mel. That's who I'm having on Tuesday.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's right.
Mel,
Mel, My Killer Podcast is going to be on for Movie Swap on Dell on Movies next Tuesday night. So you guys, if you get a chance, watch that. I love that show, Dell. I had a blast on that. And Mel is awesome. Love talking to Mel.
Did an episode of Comic Talk with us.
She was awesome on Comic Talk with us. Yeah, it was such a good time. I'd still like to be on sometime.
You have to. You have to,
Yeah.
KB.
Yep. And I'd like to get you on the high five too, KB, if you're up for that. So we can talk about 5 of your favorite movies. I would definitely look forward to doing that. I think that's it.
That's
Did
it.
I miss anything? One thing I missed, and that is to talk about
shit.
Spotify for podcasting, because they take the audio portion of this live stream, they sponsor us, and they link us to other podcast sites like Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, Castbox, Radio Public, and Google Podcast. They're doing all of that for free. So I want to give a special shout out to Spotify for podcasting because I'm supposed to. Good. So yeah, we'll talk. Might be January or February next year, but we'll definitely, unless you're willing to do December, and then we can do your 5 holiday movies or Christmas movies. If you're down for that, KB, let's talk. If you're up for holiday or Christmas movies in December, I'll get you on for a high five for that.
Holiday movies, you're killing me.
Are you getting sick again, Rich?
Yeah, I'm
or are
feeling
you
sick.
okay?
I'm feeling very liquidy.
I don't think I'm gonna be
very liquidy that
okay in
day.
December. I think I'm gonna be liquidy. But all right. Rich, let's say we get out of here, brother.
Let's get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in again. We appreciate it. We love you.
Yeah, I appreciate you sticking with us. We did really good on time.
Yeah.
But our time is up. That's it for the Faces for Radio podcast. I'm Dave. That's Rich. We will see you next time. We'll see you on Thursday for Evan, but otherwise next Tuesday for By the Numbers episode 31. Until then, be safe, take care, have fun, watch a movie.
God bless.
Bye, everybody.